This may sound weird, but one of the reasons I'm doing these videos is so when I'm dead, there's evidence of my existence. I know it's kind of a morbid thought, but it's something that's always on my mind. One of the things about being an INFJ is that you tend to dwell on negative or morbid thoughts from time to time, and it's kind of our outlet to feel things. It's not because we're just all goth and morose and like I'm just gonna put on eyeliner and there's nothing wrong with eyeliner. I don't I mean, look, I'd be pretty silly with this hat and like an Eye of Horus going. So I'm just not going to do that. Those days are long gone. Yes, I had long black hair once, and no, there are no pictures of it in existence. Thank goodness. So anyway, this is just going to be a quick one today, and I just wanted to bust out this cool little box I got right here. If you know what these are, well, then you know what these are. These are called table topics, and it's kind of neat. One of the things I look for frequently just in writing, whether it's looking for blog posts or whatever else, is something to give me an idea of something to write about. And there's lots of, I'm trying to look for another deck. I have one around here somewhere. There are lots of little writing prompts that you can come up with, here, there, or everywhere. I have a one that's called like the Hemingway deck that has like all sorts of different topics and then things that you can just write about. I've got one called a So deck, which has like, it says like, so if you could have one superpower, what would you say, or whatever. This one's kind of cool, and it's in this delightful plastic box. Just meant to be, sitting on a table. And then when you're sitting around that table with a bunch of people, or a bunch of strangers, which I'm not doing, you can go ahead and pull one topic out and just have a discussion about it, which is kind of neat. And so I thought I'd rapid fire pull a bunch out of here. Now, unlike my prior video, I don't know which ones I just yanked out of this thing. I just yanked a stack. And I'm just going to go through them real quick so you get an idea of what these are like and how they might be able to help you, as a matter of fact. Okay, so are you in competition with any of your friends or family? Nope. Well, that was easy. No, I'm not the competitive type in that way. I mean, sure, like if we're playing video games or something like that, I want to crush my children. But that's not like I don't feel like I'm competitive as far as comparing myself to others. That's something that was trained out of me pretty well through martial arts. Such an individual pursuit that I tend not to look to the person next to me and compare myself, or compete with them or anything along those lines. So no, I don't really worry about that at all. As a matter of fact, for me, just the most important thing is getting to the finish line. And once I'm there, I'm good. So there's that. Next one. Who would it make you happy to cut ties with? I'm not going to answer that question on this video. I like to cut ties with negativity. If somebody or something is repeatedly making me feel bad, and as an INFJ we're big time feelers, and if it wrecks me for days on end over and over again, I do the classic INFJ door slam. We cut the ties, we slam the door, and we're just done. And that's usually the way it goes. I wouldn't mention anybody specific in that one. Next one. Did you have nightmares about a bedtime story? That's a weird... Did you have nightmares about a bedtime story? No, like bedtime stories aren't meant to be nightmarish. Like nobody sits down and is like, I'm going to tell you the tale of Gorgoth the demon, and that's not. So no, I would just say no. Which part of your life is the most mysterious? Oh, okay, so pretty private person. So I'd say maybe there are multiple aspects of my life that are the most mysterious. I'm not sure. That's a hard one to answer too. The most mysterious. I don't know. I would say I don't know. Let's get through these. Do you talk about yourself too much or not enough? Well, if you're watching these videos, I talk about myself way too much. But also, and a lot of people don't know me and don't know who I am. They just see the public face or the facade, and that's perfectly fine with me. Like I said, I like to kind of keep private. What parts of you fight with each other? Girl, I'm an INFJ, so yeah. So we get a lot of parts of ourselves fighting with each other. As INFJs, we're always struggling with this feeling of being a gift to the world one moment, and then the next moment feeling like we're the most awful person in the universe. So for me, it's that, oh gosh, that procrastination and and perfectionism. Those are the ones that fight a lot, and also a lot of times. And I know a couple of INFJs, and we're pretty insecure bunch in a lot of ways. And I think it comes from that heavy feeling nature. So let's see, next one. What percentage of the things you say are BS? Well, if I'm talking to my kids, lots of it. I like to make stuff up, and I think it's funny. I once had my young son convinced that inside of soda machines outside of Walmart, there was a person in them. And when he put in money, it like landed in the little guy's hand, and then he would like put your soda out and stuff like that. So, yeah, I like to mess around like that. That's kind of fun. But if it's something serious, I don't BS. I don't think it's productive. I'm very much on the whole, honesty is the best policy type of thing. So even if it sucks. Do you sweat the small stuff? Yep, all the time. I am all about sweating the small stuff. When you hear the words scary movie, what pops into your head? Let's see, The Shining. Yeah, that one's pretty classic. Not great. It's kind of freaked me out. I watched that as a kid. I probably shouldn't have. What do you need to let go of from your childhood? Really nothing. I've let go of everything from my childhood. That's what being an adult is all about, I suppose. I still play video games, and I have puppets. I'm not letting those go. Last one that I drew out of this deck. What surprises you most about where you ended up in life? Well, what surprises me most is probably that I'm still alive and kicking and having a good life and kids and all that kind of stuff. I guess nothing really surprises me about it. We all have our own path. We all forge our own path, and this just happened to be mine, which is pretty awesome. I've got a nice house. I've got kids that are pretty awesome and hilarious to be around, and I've got a good job that I've been holding down for a long time, and I can write and spend some time on an awesome hobby like that. And so I guess the only surprising thing is that there's not really a surprise. Pick up some table topics of your own. If you are a writer and you're looking for those things, or if you're just like into journaling or whatever else, and looking for something to just kind of spur you on as a topic to write about, if it's wherever, like your journal or your blog, or just randomly on Reddit or what have you, these are good ones to kind of go. And they come in a box, and there's a bunch, and it's like $20 or something like that. But it's kind of cool to keep around, and you can refer back to them repeatedly and just say different things about them or whatever else. And if you do have that situation where you've got a table and you have a bunch of guests over and one of them happens to be an INFJ, don't put them on the spot with these. So it makes us unhappy. So anyway, see ya, and catch you on the next video.